What's up, guys? It's Coach Matt with our Wednesday workout. Low volume, high weight deadlifts today, followed by an AMRAP with some grippy stuff in it. So let's get to the warm up. We're gonna get 2 rounds through, begin each round with 2 minutes of your choice warm up pace cardio. And then we're gonna do a little combo here. This is partially for the lunge and partially for the hip stretch. When I get into my half kneeling position or the bottom of the lunge, and then I'll have like a pretend weight overhead. If you want to get a weight here, you can. And then we're going to kick the hips out to the side and try to plant that hand. So we're stretching that internal rotation on the knee that's down and the glute on the hip that is forward. All right, so I'm just reaching down to tap that hand, try to look up at your hand that's up in the air, and keep those arms vertical as you do this one, okay? 4 on each side. When you finish that, we're gonna stay on the ground, but wrist cycles from the floor. So just all the way forward, all the way backward, like so. So we're just warming up and stretching out all the muscles in the forearm, the wrist, and the hands. Scorpion stretch. So come down to your ground position, arms out like a T, and we're rotating around, trying to reach the heel towards the hand in both directions. And then our last one, oh baby, pigeon taps. All right, so I'm gonna start in a pigeon position like so, and then I like to bridge or arch upward and switch my feet fast, right? So try to land in the opposite side pigeon position like so, right? And that's our pigeon taps. After you finish all that stuff, then we can go into our deadlift warm-ups. If you want to throw in a deadlift warm-up set in between rounds, that is fine too. This is our standard deadlift. Nothing fancy today, just going from the shins to the hips with good spinal posture and good bar path, right? So one of the cues I use a lot is you want contact with your legs that you would use if you were shaving your legs, right? So in other words, when I am pulling that bar up my legs, I don't want to like grind it up my shins so much that I bleed, but also I don't want there to be any gap at all between the bar and my body. It's just that light, smooth contact that you want with the bar and the body. All right, in between each round, we're gonna do some more hip stretch stuff. So we're gonna do the Turkish get up component, which is the bridge to the kick through, okay? So in the Turkish get up, there's a portion where I have one knee bent with that foot flat on the floor, and I'm gonna bridge up, right? I've got that pretend weight in my hand, pulling my knee underneath my body like that, and then kicking back through. And I wanna do these slowly, right? So a bridge, hips extended here, pull that knee underneath me, and try to maintain control of both those positions. I want to do that 6 times on each side, right? And that is our bridge to kick through. It's really just a stretch exercise, but don't be surprised if your heart rate gets up doing it, because you have to brace into the ground. You're holding your core, right? It is definitely not a stressless position unless you are extremely mobile, which I am not. So it's definitely like my muscles are fighting against the tension in the antagonist muscle groups, right? When we finish our deadlifts, we've got a 15-minute AMRAP. You need 2 kettlebells and maybe a little bit of other setup, but it's just going to be a 100-meter farmer carry with the 53 and 35s. So these are not like crazy heavy. It should just be a good posture exercise. I want to see your shoulders or your ears and your shoulders in line, and we're just walking out to the first planter and back in the back parking lot. And then we can set our kettlebells by the door. And then in the gym here, we're gonna be working on 40-foot lengths. We're gonna do 4 lengths of walking lunges. So from the front up here, I'm gonna go all the way down and back 4 times. I'm sorry, all the way down and back 2 times. So it's 4 lengths. So one length of the room is 40 feet. So down, back, down, back. That is our lunges. Again, 4 by 40. Hopefully that's not confusing. Coaches, if you're watching this, make sure nobody overdoes that, all right? And then we're gonna go 2 lengths of bear crawl, or the coach's challenge is 1 length of a handstand walk, okay? So start at the front, and we're just going bear crawl all the way down, turn around, bear crawl all the way back. Or if you feel like doing a handstand walk, it's the whole length of the room, just walking on your hands, okay? And there's not gonna be there's no required minimum. There's no like, oh, if you get so far and you don't get past it, you gotta go back. Just use your best judgment and try to walk on your hands the 40-foot length. Do be careful at the front end here. I don't want anyone to fall and collapse onto either their neck or their head or another person. So if you're gonna do that, make sure everyone around you knows, and that we can kind of deconflict between lunges and bear crawls and other people with the handstand walking. But it is a fun movement to do. It's not a requirement. It's kind of a neat party trick, and it exhibits a lot of fitness, but it does not, I cannot make an argument that it is a functional fitness requirement, right? So it is one of those things where if you want to do it and you think it is fun, then do it. If not, it is not required at all, right? Bear crawl, I can make a much better argument for the necessity of the bear crawl, that like being able to walk and crawl on your hands without your knees touching the ground. There's a lot of necessity for that, for getting up off the ground and being strong and having your control of your body when you're in that position, okay? So that's kind of my argument for why the pros and cons of those different movements. So you guys make your choice, have fun with it, and don't take it too serious with the handstand walks, okay? That's it. All right, have a great one. I'll see you guys on Thursday.